Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl Bernardi, your personal guide on your journey to wholeness. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and so I'm finally starting my book review series. And my first book I want to talk about is something that helped me about 5 years ago to make a very, very important career shift, and that is The 10% Entrepreneur by Patrick McGinnis. So this was actually a gift that my husband gave me because he saw how frustrated I was in my current role at the time. I was in fundraising, I was doing work that did have some meaning and value for me because that's important for me. I need my work to have a meaning and purpose. And I was getting that feedback from the work I was doing, raising funds for students at universities, raising awareness and building campaigns for other student needs like student hunger on campus at specific times of the year when the funding wasn't always there. So that was great. But what wasn't great was the environment I was doing that in. And so at the time, I didn't have the language or the framework for what I was feeling. All I knew was that I felt frustrated. And so maybe that's you today. Maybe you're in a place where you are feeling frustrated, you're feeling stuck, and you don't know why. So I totally get that. And why this is why I recommend this book, because this helped me to figure out, oh, this is why I'm frustrated in my job. It's because I was seeing a need that I wasn't able to meet. So let me explain what I mean by that. When I started working in the university space, I started noticing that when students would leave the university with a lot of passion and excitement to change the world, many of them were first generation students like myself, who was the first in their families to complete their secondary school education, to get their degree, to shift from blue collar to white collar work. We are seeing a shift with that in South Africa at the moment, but primarily there's a lot of first generation students that are in the workplace that were really, really struggling to find a way to get support for shifting into their professions. And I would always hear the donors or the corporates saying, it's the university's job to do that. And the university saying, well, no, it's a corporate's job to do that. We're giving them the academic background. You need to give them the other stuff. And parents would just kind of leave it up to the system. And so we've had these young adults coming into the space that are really struggling and not knowing how and feeling like there's something wrong with them. And so I kept seeing this happen over and over again. But in my role as a fundraiser, I felt like I was contributing to helping to solve the problem in some way because I was helping them to get their qualification to make that shift. And we would tell donors, these are the people that would break the cycle of poverty. But I knew that we weren't really equipping them enough to have a strong heart to be able to be resilient because it's not easy to shift from a place where you haven't had that framework. The people around you don't know what it's like to work in an office, to work with colleagues, to apply yourself in a whole new field, right? And what really shifted for me was when we lost a student, and he was someone who could be a president one day. And I literally attended his funeral, and I felt like we were failing young people. We were failing them because we were giving them hopes for a new future by giving them money to study and saying, if you use this paper, you get this paper, it's going to change your life. Yes and no. It opens doors to new opportunities that can change your life, but ultimately the character that's needed, the resilience that's needed, the harmony between relationships, career, finances, things that I took years, years, years to figure out, to put together, to apply in my life was lacking. And so this book helped me in so many ways to make that shift by starting to figure out, if I were to do something, what could I do? How could I begin to start to solve this problem? Which I could see was a need, but not many people were investing time, energy, resources into the space. We would try and have donors to support a wraparound support program where we could augment this holistic support for students, where they could get coaching, they could get counseling, they could get help to deal with the things that were really affecting their heart. But there's systems and processes, and that's going to take a very long time. So I started using this book as a tool to start to investigate the problem. I started speaking to friends that were students on campus and saying, hey, I want to lean into coaching. This is my qualification. I'm busy working towards that. But can we have a conversation so that I can help to unpack what it is that you're struggling with? And I learned so much through this exercise. And what I love about this book is that it helps you to be ethical in your approach. So Definitely no using your boss's time and resources to figure out your side hustle. That is obviously goes without saying, but it helps you to figure out where you can find time in the evenings, on weekends. How can you research? How can you use your time effectively to start building the side hustle? And I think we've seen, even pre pandemic, how necessary it was to start building alternate sources of income. We can't depend on a single salary anymore. I'm sorry to break it to you if you're just a graduate going into the space thinking if I just get that first salary, I'll be okay. Yes, you will, but also build other sources. Don't just rely on one single source of income. It is a way for you to limit your potential and to cause a lot of fear going into the workplace. So this book really helps you to start figuring out, what can I contribute? So it looks at, what are my abilities, what are my skill sets, and then leaning into that learning gap of, I don't know how to do this yet, but I'm going to try, I'm going to learn, I'm going to fail, I'm going to grow. And that's what's valuable about this process, because it also tells you in the book about how, as you develop your side hustle, it makes you a better employee. I know that sounds weird. It sounds contradictory, doesn't it? But actually, once you start thinking about how to solve a real market need, you start thinking about how to create a product or a service that will meet this need. You start testing it out in the market. You start communicating to possible target markets. Guess what? When you come to work on a Monday, you're going to start looking at your role very differently. You're going to start seeing, oh, we're creating this system or this customer service process, but I can see the gap here. I can see the customer complaints on our website. How can we solve this problem? How can I become innovative in my current space? I saw that as well as I read the book. I started having a fresh perspective on my role. I started kind of working with students a lot more. It was much more fun. I was able to apply these things I was learning into my role at the time. And so, if for nothing else, if you maybe not thinking about a business, but you want to start doing something, it helps you to develop an entrepreneurial mindset. So that's also why I recommend the book. Not everyone's going to become a business owner, perhaps, but it does help you to develop entrepreneurial thinking. So, if you have read the book, please leave a comment below and tell us what you've learned. I'd also love for you to let me know if you have any questions. I do have an affiliate link in the comments below. And I just want to say that wherever you are at the moment, if you're just starting out, if you're feeling stuck, it's okay. You're not the only one. There are other people who feel the same way, but if you can lean into the resources that are available, get the help you need, keep researching, you are going to shift and it's going to be amazing. If you need help with this, I do offer specific career coaching around helping to find your purpose, discover your why, to figure out, what am I here for, Cheryl, and how can I make this happen in the world? I'm here for you. So leave me a message in the comment below if you want me to get in contact with you. I want to help you to live, love, and work from a place of wholeness. So have a great day, and we'll chat soon.